Welcome to Sehtar. My name is Venkdesh, author and a therapist. Today's topic is leadership. How to be a successful leader. We are going to be talking about the different traits of successful leaders, and today we are going to look into one very, very important trait, and that is decision making. So you see, it is very, very important to be able to make the right decisions and to be able to make them at the right time. Right decisions at the right time is the way to go if you really want to be a good leader, a right leader, a successful leader. So how do we do that? The first thing is being able to make decisions. Prompt decisions, right decisions, correct decisions, and making them at the right time, promptly, correctly. How is that possible? It is not an easy task. Decision making in and of itself is always easy. Decisions are tough. See, there is this crucial thing that you need to understand. Decisions and decision making. These two are very closely related but two different things. Decision making in and of itself is very easy. You just have to make a decision. But decision in and of itself, that is something that is very complex. It can be easy, but usually it is very complex. The more you rise in your career, the more uncertainty you will face, and therefore decision making for leaders at the top is quite difficult. However, it is possible, and time and again history repeats itself. We can see examples of exemplary leaders, very successful leaders. People admire leaders, and those leaders are very good in decision making. And you can study all of these exemplary, fantastic leaders, and you will see again and again and again that they are very good in decision making. Maybe the decisions that they took didn't work out sometime, they did work out sometime, but on balance, most of the occasions were favorable for them, and or at least they turned out to be favorable for them, and therefore they were very successful. So, how is that they are able to do this? How is it that even in the face of uncertainty they were able to make decisions? There are two important factors, rather three important factors that we can consider. Though there are many, these are kind of like among the top. The first one is they are quite intuitive. They trust their guts, they trust their instincts, and they are able to really stay in tune with what's going on intuitively. This is a very rare skill and is something that you can cultivate. It does take time and it does take effort. So this is number one, and probably the first and the most important skill, at least according to me. The second one is all leaders surround themselves with a very wonderful team, and they discuss with everyone. They surround themselves with people who are better than them. They surround themselves with people who are experts in particular field. They surround themselves with people who have a lot of experience. They surround themselves with people who have all the right or appropriate professional qualifications. So either they are educated, or they are experienced, or they have expertise, or they have a combination of any of these things. And leaders are surrounded by these people. They love to surround themselves with wonderful people. This is a very, very important factor when it comes to being able to make the right decisions at the right time. The third most important factor when it comes to decision making is understanding time. You see, your orientation to time, your internal orientation to time, and how you are actually able to orient time towards your daily activities and all things that you do which is external, meaning people can see you and people can understand you, that aspect of time orientation, and internally how you can feel and understand things that are going on around you internally, that internal time orientation has to be in sync. Let me expand upon that. Internal orientation of time is when you think about some things and how you understand intuitively in your own mind. And sometimes that orientation can be very slow compared to what's going on around you. If that's the case, then the world is probably running too fast for you and you are feeling very, very overwhelming and exhaustive to keep up with the pace of what's going on around you. It can be the other way around. Internally, you may be really very fast and probably you think and you believe that the world is not catching up. Things are too slow for you. That means you probably are very tired already, and that orientation means that you are kind of taking on too much things and thinking about too much of stuff compared to what's going on around you, or at least what you believe is going on around you. These two different orientations need to be really understood by you, and you will have to have the ability to keep them in harmony and try to align yourself with how things are going on around you and try to keep up with the pace. Now, I'm not going to say one is better than the other. That's not the case. And what you want to do is keeping up with the pace of all the things that are relevant and important for you. So the key word here is relevant. So when it comes to decision making, when it comes to being a successful leader, the first and one of the most important traits that we're looking at is today decision making in today's episode, and we'll follow up with more such important traits in the coming days and weeks. So to recap, what we have seen today is to be a successful leader, to be an admired leader, for people to admire you, to be an effective leader, to be a leader in essence. One of the important factors is decision making, and you need to be really very prompt and understand what is right, what is correct, and what is the right timing for making decisions, and make them. There is a key difference between decision and decision making, and decision making is in and of itself is very simple. However, decisions can be very complex. As a leader, when you rise up to the top and you are responsible and accountable for a lot of people and their lives and their careers, then you may end up facing a lot of uncertainty, and therefore in the face of uncertainty, decision making can be very complex. To be excellent in decision making, to be able to make the best decisions in the context of timing, what you would need to understand is some of the factors that can contribute to making those decisions, and they are one by one. Of the many, the top three would be, according to me at least: one, being able to tap into your intuition, trusting your guts, trusting your instincts. The second one is surrounding yourself with great people, wonderful people with whom you can have discussions so that you can make the best decisions. And last but not the least, the third one that we saw today is about time and time orientation. Your internal orientation of time needs to align and be at pace, in pace with what's going on around you. So if you can understand these three, and we can cover more in the coming episodes, then that will really help you and can go a long way in you being a wonderful leader. Wishing you the very best. See you in another episode sometime very soon.